All right, it's Andy Lockwood. Welcome to the Incomparable. I'm very excited that you decided to join us. I think it was a great move because you are going to get incredibly effective and out of the box, but I think, of course, with my jaded opinion, high inflated opinion of myself, you're going to be getting some fantastic instruction in terms of what it really takes, not only to get into a great college, but also how to choose a college that's going to provide you a strong return on investment. Too many college books are full of advice about how to get in, and I think it's very unusual, probably very, very rare, to come across any type of instruction on how to choose a college that's going to allow you to have a lucrative and satisfying career post-college. So that's what I try to do with this course. I hope you enjoy it. What follows behind this video is Hi, it's Andy Lockwood. Welcome to the Incomparable Applicant Toolkit, and congratulations on making the decision to enroll in what I feel, in my own not so humble opinion, is the best course on not only how to get in, but also how to choose a college that'll provide a strong return on investment, meaning a college that's going to help prepare you or your child for a satisfying and lucrative career, as opposed to working somewhere where you're getting 3 shifts a week maybe and still being forced to live in the basement while you have a huge amount of student loans hanging over your shoulder. That's what we want to avoid. That's what inspired me to create this course. So check out this quick tutorial on the membership site. And if you have any questions, of course, you are never on the clock. You can always email us, and you should have gotten a link to my personal calendar for clients only, where you can schedule your fast start call, the bonus call that you earned by taking quick action on the Incomparable Applicant Toolkit. All right, check out this video. Hi, it's Andy, and I wanted to say a few quick things about how to visit colleges, because when you look at articles that show up in the media, like local newspapers or even books, they talk about the importance of visiting colleges. And I, of course, agree. It is very important to visit colleges. No, you can't visit every school on your list, but I think it's important to visit schools. So I wanted to make a few comments, some of which may be echoed by the regular publications and newspaper articles. But I also want to talk to you about 2 things to do on a college visit that you'll never hear from or read about in any other source, at least that I've seen in my career. So in terms of visiting colleges, why do you do that? Well, it's really important because you want to get a chance to see the types of kids that attend that school. So if you have to go over the summer, that's fine, but it's much better to go when there's more kids walking around there, more college kids that you can picture yourself spending time with in the next 4 years of your life. So the best time to go is when they're in session. That's sort of my first tip. My second tip is that even if you are not sure that you're going, that you want to apply to a certain school, I still think it makes sense to look at small, medium, and large colleges, one of each, even if it's just local. So I'm in Long Island, New York. I tell people frequently, go see UConn, even if you're not interested in applying there. It's about 2 hours away, and it's a huge school. See it, sit in on a class. That's another tip that's very important. And see if you can deal with having, 400 other kids in the class with you. Likewise, for a small school, sit in on a class there and see what that's like, even though you may have already in your mind mentally said, I don't want to go to a small school, or, I don't want to go to school smaller than my high school, or I don't want to go to a school so huge. I would still do it because you never know. People change. So the best example I can think of is that I had a client who was homeschooled. This is going back 3 or 4 years. And I said, you know what, just for the hell of it, why don't you go check out Stony Brook? That's a big state school out on out in Long Island here. And she said, okay, I'll do that. And then a couple of weeks later, she came back and we were talking, and I was surprised when I learned that she said, you know what, I didn't think it was so bad. I sat in the class with 300 other kids, but I sat in the first 2 rows, and that's where the kids were who were paying attention. And I said to myself, you know what, if I had to go to college here, I would be one of those kids in the first 2 rows. So even she, as a homeschool person, was able to adapt to a huge state school. So that's why sometimes I'm guilty of doing this. I try to urge not only myself, but my clients to avoid, making these decisions before you actually go and check it out for yourself. Okay, so what else should you be looking for at school? Basic stuff. Not only the other kids, but you should also check out the food, check out places that you're likely to spend time in. So of course you want to see the dorms. Of course you want to see the library, just in case you're planning on actually going to the library when you're in college. But I want to talk to you about a couple of places that you'll never be shown or necessarily recommended to do, and I think they're very important to do. So the first place is check out the Career Center. So let's say you're interested in majoring in business. Go into the Career Center and you'll probably have to make an appointment first, but go in and say, I am interested in majoring in business and I am curious, the kids who majored in business last year who graduated, where are they now? And tell me who recruits on campus. What support do you offer? Do you offer resume and interviewing support? The alumni network. How do you connect me with the alumni networks? Who did the best last year in terms of job placement? And what do I need to do if I come here to model their behavior? And tell me about kids 2 years ago and 3 years ago and so forth. Where are they now? Can I talk to any of them? What's the biggest mistake they made? How can I avoid that mistake? Those are very important questions. It is really, really unusual for colleges to take you to the Career Center. So this is something that I think is much more important than actually sitting through one of those tours or those, info sessions where they're just big sales pitches. So that's the first place. The second place that I think is probably more effective in terms of use of your time is to sit down with a department head. So let's say you're interested in physics. I had a kid, actually, he's currently a client. He's finishing up his senior year. And he was interested in physics, and he was passing through New England on the way to Vermont for a vacation. And I said, you know what, why don't you check out Boston University and sit down with the head of the physics department? He said, well, I'm not really interested in applying there. I said, you know what, it's got a great reputation, and I think you'd be well served because it's only going to help you be more knowledgeable about physics as a major. So he did that. And this is what he found out. First of all, he really enjoyed sitting down with the physics guy, and he found the head of the department. I think it was either the number 1 or the number 2 guy who agreed to sit down with him. And what he learned was this was a totally different type of appointment than with an admissions officer. This guy actually recommended other colleges to him in addition to Boston University, which my client, Ryan, found very unusual and very refreshing. But what Ryan found out that was really cool was that the physics guy told him that BU was one of 2 colleges in the United States that has a special internship program at CERN in Switzerland, where they're smashing atoms and stuff. And roughly 75% of the students at BU who are physics majors go over there to Switzerland for a semester or for a summer or something, or they go for a semester and then they stay on for the summer. Either way, the point was that Ryan never would have known this because it wasn't anywhere on the website that he could find out, and he did a lot of digging. But here's what is also important. When it comes time to write the essays for college, and most colleges, in terms of supplemental essays, have a question that asks you, why do you want to come here? Ryan had a made-to-order answer when he could talk specifically about the information that he dug up when he sat down with Professor blah, 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 so on and so forth. The purpose of those essays, which of course we're going to talk about elsewhere in this course, is to demonstrate to the college that you have done your homework, that you're serious, and that you have a very strong interest, not a casual, superficial interest. As opposed, you could say something like, well, I love Boston. So I'm going off topic. The point is that you, by sitting down with a department head or someone in the department, will not only uncover some really good information that you'll never get anywhere else, but you'll also have other uses for that information, including the why do you want to come here essay. So those are my tips on visiting a college. In the bonus area, I either have or will post, depending on when you're watching this, a list of questions to ask the Career Center and the department head or the person from the department when you go on these visits to help you. And good luck. You should actually enjoy these visits, because this is a real opportunity to like kind of see yourself in the future and start learning the right questions to ask. So these actually should be kind of fun, not just stressful and laborious. Okay. Thanks a lot. I'll speak to you in the next video. Bye-bye.